Morning. Morning there, Blade. Well, yeah, but it's afternoon for you, but it's morning here in the the UK. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to some TLD. Hopefully everybody's keeping nice and well in the shenanigans that are happening on today. Straight in there with 100 bits. Thank you very much, Voided Chaos. How are you doing this fine morning and or afternoon, sir? We've got an expedition planned on the Long Dark today. I am finally over Arse Noodle Part 2 Electric Boogaloo. We are now ready to expand our horizons. Now, what I wanted to do on this stream was actually go towards Timberwolf Mountain, but a glaring problem has presented itself. I do not have a hacksaw. I just don't have one. And that presents a little bit of a problem for us because you need a hacksaw on Timberwolf Mountain. And you may say, why, Joe? Why? Thank you very much, Crotax, there for the 23 months. Cube Scare to you, sir. Good to have you in. One of a few turbo users that we can catch in the wild there. How you doing, mate? Yeah, so you need a hacksaw on Timberwolf Mountain. Timberwolf Mountain is scattered with a load of big airline, like crates, big metal, aluminium type airline storage boxes that are all locked up tight because a large airliner has crashed. The airliner that has crashed in Pleasant Valley is a little bit smaller. It's more of a commercial flight, but the plane that's crashed up at the top is a bit larger, and it's got various supplies in it, more than likely a cargo aircraft delivering supplies to the rural villages around here. Those containers are all locked up tight, and in the same way that you need a pry bar to force open car boots and certain lockers, you need a hacksaw to be able to saw the locks off of these containers, which means going up there without a hacksaw is a bit of an exercise in futility. The other thing as well is it is, as you can imagine, very, very cold on Timberwolf Mountain, and it's one of the more dangerous environments because of the fact that there is no what I would call hard cover if I was playing XCOM or something like that. None of the buildings, or what limited buildings it has one building up there. It's not like a traditional building with like a loading screen and it takes you inside and it's all warm and cozy. It's like a fishing hut basically, that has like just a door and all of the nasty, horrible wind and everything. There's no insulation. It can all come biting through, which means you need good, decent, late-game winter gear to be able to get up there. Now, the reward for doing that is twofold. I know at the summit of the mountain there's a crate that has ammunition and bullets in. That's probably as controversial as I can get it. That's probably as much as I can think of. There's not much else over there. Lonely Homestead, that's it. But yeah, basically, it's we're going on a journey today, hopefully, just to gather more supplies. I'm always after more rifle ammunition. I'm always after more revolver ammunition. Ideally, I could find some more arrows. More arrowheads would be a nice venture. But there's a lot that we need to do. I'm not going to be taking too much supply with me so that I can gather as much supply and bring it back, basically. That's one of the things. So, let's have a look here. Controversial. Does it contain Twitch DMCA? It might do. You getting sick or something? You sound a bit raspy in the voice. I've just woken up. I could do with a little bit of a drink of water. But my assistant, yeah, to be fair, she's already been nice today. She's I don't know. Maybe. I've got. Yeah, I can't think. No. Hasn't done anything for me today. Worst hotel I ever stayed in. Right. So let's have a look at getting into the game here. So for anybody that doesn't know, we're on day 30-ish, sort of month 2. Not entirely sure exactly where we are. I got you out of bed. Fair enough. Let's see then. Yeah, so if I can... Yeah, month 2. We are relatively well off. We're now getting to a point in the game where The hunter-gatherer gameplay is doing pretty well. Ideally, before I go on expeditions like this, I would probably want to have level 5 cooking, due to the fact that it becomes increasingly difficult to survive, for the lack of a better term. It becomes incredibly difficult to survive. Right then. There was no DRG yesterday. We had a quick chat on the Steam group that we did, and Soviet was pre-booked to play Raft with Cyanide, and we decided to just give it a gap, just so we can Winter's Embrace, Wintermute, and Survival. Let me just change the game scene for you guys. I'll just tab out here. I still don't have hotkeys for the Long Dark. It's been literally years. Is there an end to this game? Like, can you walk to Toronto and win? In the single-player story mode, there is an end, and a lot more NPC interaction and quests and stuff. In the survival mode, it is just survival. No end, no winning condition. You just exist for as long as you possibly can, for the sake of bragging rights and to enjoy the survival experience, because it is a unique experience. So, without further ado, let us resume our save here and get in and try and perform some miracles if we can, as a point of preference. So yes, we've got a shitload of water with us, which is nice. We've got a slight risk of intestinal parasites and some very mild cabin fever setting in. If I just go and check out on the supplies out here, like I say, we are over our intestinal parasites, and I'm trying to basically make it so that we have no risk of intestinal parasites. And the only way to do that is to really just cook a shitload of food, basically, which becomes more and more difficult as time passes on. I do actually have some venison, some wolf meat, and some other things that I can use to try and prop up our cooking experience, mostly due to the fact that if I jump over here to our skill tree, you can see that we're pressing on towards level 5 cooking, and level 5 cooking, I would say, is the most useful skill in this game. It's so vital, basically. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to fire up the stove. In fact, I'm going to take these quality tools downstairs before I forget. Just nip down into the basement. Not fire starting. Fire starting isn't too bad because you've got lighter accelerant. Like, if you get really bad, I always keep a couple of bottles of lighter accelerant on me. And all you get for not having, or for all you get for level 5, is that you don't get to use kindling. You do not use kindling, which kindling's quite easy to come by. Literally any piece of paper or anything like that, you can just... Yeah, I need to whetstone that. Yeah, you can just... Oh, that's my fresh survival, but I forgot I made a fresh one. We could take that with us on the expedition, because this one's going to be running out soon. Flares, charcoal. Just trying to think if there's anything I don't necessarily need on my person right now. How are the bearskin hides doing? Because that's obviously a big limiting factor. That one's 82% cured. So what, they take 12 days, 82%, about roughly 10% a day. So we're looking at 1 or 2 more days, and then that's ready. So that'll be really nice, actually. So we're going to go fire up the stove here after we've quartered the animal outside. The deer, I believe it is, or I don't know whether it was a wolf that we quartered. To get to level 5 the fastest, harvest carcasses and get the smallest size chunks possible. You reckon that's probably the best way? So, like, what? Like this? That wouldn't affect cooking, though, because you can only get half... I suppose... So, like that, get 1/2 kilogram chunks, is what you're saying. Okay. We can give that a go. So we're like min-maxing here. So if we get 1/2 kilogram chunks of wolf meat, we'll be in a better position to bump up our cooking XP. That's an interesting choice, actually. And one of the things with these meats as well is that, like, when you get really high cooking, the amount of calories that you get from them is much higher. So you're not necessarily even wasting or reducing the yield that you get from these. The biggest min-max is constantly stopping the harvesting. But don't you only get the XP after you've harvested it? I guess so, Ashtaroth, I guess so. I don't know how often I'll do this. I probably will stick to just doing normal kilogram stuff because we're not trying to min-max, but
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
I'm going to have to risk cabin fever due to the fact that I've got to go cooking. Sounds a tad cheaty, yeah. So I think I think from this point on, I'm going to just use normal means, shall we say, to do cooking and things like that. Just using the full 1 kilogram lumps. Add a little bit of fuel. There it is, 3 hours of that. Let me just move my cooking pots out of the way. Or water only at that point, really, or maybe the occasional reshi tea. And let's get all put a shrimp on the barbie. There we go. Lovely stuff, yeah. Getting that all cooked up. It shouldn't take us too long. What I'm also going to do is, because I am better, I'm going to sprinkle my cooking with a little bit of reading, if I can, because that's something I would be able to do. Wilderness Kitchen.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for the 10 months there, Damon Jab. I keep calling you Damien, but thank you very much, Damon. It's very, very kind. So this is all going to take like 20 minutes, so I can't really do it with the wolf meat because of the fact that I can only read books, as I understand it, in doses of like half an hour, question mark. Yeah, or a full hour, so all of this would be well burned by then. So I do have to be a bit careful. So if I do that, that's all of them cooked. And we're going to work down the rack here. That's 2.9. Then we get onto the venison, and then they're cooking for full hours, which is nice. You know, I'm actually going to lift those off due to the fact that this stuff, because I'm not going to be able to read if they're all at different times. So it's a little bit of a waste, but I've got the firewood, so it's fine. If I just wait, grab both of them, and then start putting on the large lumps of venison meat, then hopefully it should not burn as I get an hour of cooking experience in. So 45 minutes, if I really quickly then dive into this, research an hour of cooking, all of this should still be, there we go, that should all be cooked. Yes, it is. And then I think that's the only thing I can do with that. I don't actually have that much meat. I probably didn't need to put hours and hours and hours of fire making material in there. I could probably change up to making water on what's left of the hob, so that's fine. That's 4 minutes. Let's just grab that. That's 1 minute. Oh, well, I didn't actually cook that. 7 minutes. Let's cook that. Smaller part of the rabbit, big piece of venison. Let's go for the 17 minute. All the rabbit should be done. Yes, yes, yes. Only a few minutes left on that. 27. 6 minutes on this. Grab this. Let's start putting some water on just to take advantage of the amount of stuff we have, or the amount of fire that we have in the fireplace at the moment. Just get it all boiling up. Lots of snow from outside. We just scoop it up and we're good to go. Cook water. Very good. 10, 17, 1. Let's wait for that. That guy's ready. Not cooking anything. Just trying to make as much water as I can, as this will really help us in the long run. Good amount of cooking XP there. I'm very happy with that on the whole. Last little bit of venison. We just got to peel off the hob. A little bit of water in both of these. And then these guys are good to go. lovely. So we've got 2 hours and 20 minutes. I've got to keep an eye on these just in case they burn. I can go for another hour of cooking experience, which is nice. We're creeping ever along, which is great. Very happy with that on the whole. Wonderful stuff. Non-possible water. It's going to be ready basically any minute, so I don't want these to boil over. That's possible. That's possible. That's possible. 18, 21, 21. Wait for 21. Possible, possible, possible. And there's only 44 minutes, which isn't enough to really do anything on. So we're going to leave that there. So a nice casual 12 litres of water has just been made. We're going to keep 10 of that, or drop 10 of that, I should say. And we're going to keep 2 litres on our person here, which is very, very nice. Very happy with that. I'm just going to haphazardly put them on the table here. No real risk to myself, which is great because it's always good to keep your water supply topped up. Excellent. It's got that like bug where like when you first drop them you can't place them close to each other anyway. Could always streamline it in a little bit. Right. So we've got a shitload of that meat on us, which is great. We can also do a little bit of cooking. I might even do that from the car. The only problem is it's going to be a very, very cold night. So we do run the risk of a little bit of hypothermia, unfortunately. Our venison here needs to be the things that we eat because we've already got a slight risk of intestinal parasites. We do not want to further our risk of intestinal parasites, so we want to try and avoid such an endeavour at all costs if we can. Again, ideally before I go on an expedition like this, I would have more, you know, cooking skill. I'd have the bearskin jacket made, and hell, I may even make them before we go, because we're going to be snowed in for a little bit anyway. I might, just while I'm standing out here, read this book, or at least maybe try and stagger my way to the car so that I can read the book outside. I mean, what is the temperature out here at the moment? It's not awful, but it's cold enough that it's going to be a problem in the car, so I'm going to stand in here, and we're going to see if just reading a couple of hours of this crafting book is any good for us. I believe that's how much XP we get once we finish the book, basically. Like, you have to research it for a full 5 hours and then you get a lump sum. That isn't how much you get per hour. So, yeah. We're just going to go hour by hour just to make sure that, you know, we're not landing ourselves in too much of a vice. In fact, I might do these last 2 hours in one big lump together, because then it's done. There we go, and we get our little bit of cooking XP as well. Our cooking level is now comfortably up to the halfway point, which is fantastic. I could even read some other books as the sun goes down, to be honest, because I tend to be so ill with intestinal parasites these days that I don't actually get to read any of my skill books. So there is actually an opportunity here to improve my standing and skill with some of these weapons, which is very nice. I think the risk of cabin fever is going to be very much with me over the next day or so, due to the fact that that weather is really too bad to sleep outside with. It's not really viable to be sleeping outside with that. So we've got dressing your kill, which is going to get us a little bit of XP. What XP do I really want? We're quite close to getting our bow skill up. Do we have a... We don't have a bow book. We've got practical gunsmithing. We've got advanced guns. It's an American book if ever I've seen one. We've not really got too much XP in a lot of these. Fire starting might be a good idea. Survive the outdoors, the fire starting skill. We'll get that one. We'll go back outside to the porch, we'll do a little bit of reading, and then we'll settle down for the night, maybe. Hello, Priscilla. Or Priscilla, even. Good to have you. Right, so we'll place our bedroll down, past the time, we'll place our bedroll, and then we'll read until the game tells us off for it being too dark, basically. So we're going to read for... Oh, this should level us up, actually, which is going to be nice. That's going to be a good thing to learn before we press on. 2 hours of that, which is great. I think maybe now we can even hit the sack, potentially. It's still quite sort of late in the day. Can I read another hour before bed? because I've got some daylight streaming, or some moonlight streaming in, I am actually able to read into the small hours, which is interesting. Is this counted? This is making my cabin fever a lot worse, but there's not much I can do because the weather's just too bad to sleep outside at the moment. Without a bearskin bedroll, or a bearskin jacket, I am at the mercy of the winds and so forth. I will be going to bed very shortly here, just going to research the last hour. Good to know that I can read into the night from this porch here. Right, and then we can sleep. So let's drink up some water. We'll have a bit of food as well, and then we'll dive into the sleeping bag, ready for some sleep. Again, there's not really much I can do. Risk of intestinal parasites is still quite prevalent, so I do need to be careful of that. Primarily going to be surviving off of deer and stuff, which is, you know, my limiting factor at the moment until I get top level cooking. In fact, it may even be a case that I have to hang around here until I can get top level cooking before I go on my expedition, because realistically I'm not going to be hunting that much deer while I'm out and about. I'm going to really only be hunting wolf, due to the fact that, like, it's quite difficult to actually kill oh god, vertical venison piece. We're going to have our allocated bit of gamey wolf meat. That's going to get our intestinal parasites back up, but we cured our risk, so we're in an ideal spot. Let's see if we can continue the hunter-gatherer gameplay. There's really nowhere left on this map that I haven't explored yet, like this Pleasant Valley in its entirety, unless there's more than one cache, like Doomsday Prepper's cache on the map. I have explored comfortably and thoroughly. So thoroughly I'm going to put my glasses on, in fact. Timberwolf would be the next step. But outside of that, nothing else really. I know there's a small cave up by the Timberwolf Mountain entrance that I could go and explore, actually, because I don't know whether I went in there last time. I think I did, though. I'm pretty sure I did, actually. There's not really much for me to do then. I guess I can just go and land myself another deer, try and get some more cooking experience, just enjoy the hunter-gatherer gameplay for what it is. Now, there's normally a few deers that hang out over here, and the temperature's not too cold. I'm reasonably well fed, not as tired, so the feasibility for going on a hunt is actually quite good at the moment, so I think we're going to go that. Yeah, the mountain is just a little bit out of reach for me at the moment. I mean, I could, if I really wanted, go and explore the coal mine that connects us to the coastal highway and see what gear is actually in the coal mine, because then I don't have to waste time doing it. But I do have my bow out. There is a deer ahead of me. I think I'm going to prioritise that. There's another deer over there, actually, but I'll aim for this one, just because it is on the way. We can grieve over the arrow stuck in the tree here. There he is. I really embedded it in there. There's no way that's coming down. I am big sad. It's not even stuck in the tree. That's the most upsetting part. Right. Now my bow skill's okay. It's level 2, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Arrow's been broken. That one's stuck in, but it didn't stick in very deep. Now, did my survival bow break? It did, so the actual bow's broken, which isn't good. So this guy has to bleed out for me to get this kill. I really want my arrow back, so I hope it's a good enough land. Did you find Bigfoot yet? No, not yet on my J. I'm gonna have to get ready to throw rocks at it to kill it. I don't even think you can kill the deer with rocks. I think it's just a scare factor, isn't it? There's your man. I don't know whether he died. No, there he is. He's going that way. I can kind of cut out a little bit of the chase by knowing he's over this way. That's why it pays to sort of keep up, if you can. Now, I sliced him, and he does have the arrow embedded in him, which means as he runs, it's sort of making the wound more jagged, making it very difficult for him to stay alive. Now, I know he came down here. Here we go. Where did he go? Did he go through this gap in the fence? Yes, he did. Can't hear any crows. We've got his footprints coming up and over the top here. Keeping an eye out for him. He came down here, he went over. Blood trail goes up here, and his footprints do. He's been going for a long time, bless him. He should be, if he is going to die, be running out of puff around here, which this is actually quite opportune for us due to the fact that we're actually quite close to the coal mine here. So we could even go and explore that as a byproduct of chasing this deer through the trees here, which is nice. He's actually going quite a long distance. Makes me think that maybe it was not a successful kill, which is a little bit of a shame, especially not least because we're going to be losing an arrow from it, which kind of makes the point of going on an expedition all the more real, to be honest. Mind you, coastal highway, we may even be able to do some smithing at, because I'm pretty sure there's a boat, isn't there? Now, if a wolf pops out, I really have nothing to stop it. What is this pathing? Blood goes this way. So he comes this way. Blood drip, blood drip, blood drip. Blood drip. So he's either died or survived. I just want to use this big rock as a bit of a vantage point.
Oh,
there's a couple of deer over there. That looks like a sort of a little herd, so it's not them. Oh dear. It is true, oh dear indeed. Oh, Soviet, thank you very much for the 1,600 viewers. Welcome, welcome, sir. How are you keeping? I think that arrow is long gone. Oh? That can't be him on the road there, can it? Those are. Is that a deer antler? On the road? Or a shrub or something? It's kind of hard to know. So my bow broke, which is okay, because it's high time that it did break. Not sure whether... I'm just investigating a lead here. That just looks like a shrub to me. That's a wolf. To move away from him. Annoying that that deer got away from us. I don't know where the hell it got to, but clearly... Whatever... Oh! Oh! Oh, back on the track. Oh, just like that. He did get... Oh! Wonderful, okay. Well, we're accidentally back on the trail. Give us an introduction. Never seen this game before. So this is a survival game. Without the pretext of the end of the world or the doom or anything like that. This is a survival game that is completely about just surviving Mother Nature, basically. The plot for it is that you are like a rural pilot that operates in the deepest reaches of northern Canada, and you are obviously responsible for delivering supplies and the like to the villagers up here. The only funky thing in this game is that a strange electromagnetic storm with the appearance of the Aurora Borealis basically forced your plane... That looks good, there's crows over there. Forced your plane out of the sky and has resulted in you crashing here. And you've now got to survive as best you can. Here we go. So he's somewhere around here. Which one has the blood drips? This one has the blood drips. Deer just on your left. Yes, but I do not have a bow. And none of them have an arrow in, as near as I can tell. My guy is still bleeding, which means he must be getting ready to tap out. If that arrow's still dug in, causing him to bleed, he must still be, well, losing blood. But I'm just glad that it's not snowing, because these tracks would have been snowed in. I've been chasing this deer to the ass ends of the earth. I better be rewarded with my arrow back. This has been a real exercise in tracking. Can't hear any crows. The arrow must still be dug in, because if the arrow wasn't dug in, he wouldn't still be bleeding. The drips of blood are getting pretty minute there. There we go, back on the trail. We're not far now from the... It looks like he's trying to get back to where he was before death. I wonder if a wolf has had him. This is still our man. This is still our deer. There he is, in fact. I think I see him. Give me my arrow back. I think I just saw some antlers there. I did, you cheeky shit. Are you my target? I think you are. Yes, you are. You've still got my arrow in you. Right in your ankle. Bleed to death. I want my arrow. I want my arrow back. You've still got it in your leg. I want it back. I'm guessing he's just not... He's got to die at some point, right? Like, he is still bleeding. Shoot another one as practice. I don't have a bow with me at the moment. It broke, the bloody thing. And now there's a blizzard settling in. It must go down eventually, right? Like, he's still bleeding. I've never had to track a deer like this. This is insane. I can only think that for whatever reason, he is not bleeding, but the blood particle effect is happening. I must be rewarded with this kill. I've done so well to track it thus far. There he goes! Yes! Fuck you, you stupid fucking thing. Right. Grabbing the meat. Harvest all of that. Quickly does it. We're going to spend the night over here. Holy shit. You bastard. Right. We are not far, as I understand it, from the outbuildings. From the small village. I don't need his hide. I've got 1,000,000 pieces of hide back at base. Thank you very much for the 500 bits. More Mudrunner when? Soon, TM. Okay, we're not as close to the village as I thought I was, but that isn't necessarily a bad thing, because this sets us up nicely to go and explore the coal mine. I do have flares, I do have stuff to explore the coal mine with. I might even be right in saying that there is actually a forge on the coastal highway, isn't there? I'm sure there is. Or am I thinking of Desolation Point? I can never remember. Hypothermia risk was setting in, that's fine. All we need to try and do is make it towards the... Is that dead deer over there on the road? I don't think so. All we need to do is just make it to a building with a fireplace in it, and then we're golden. I don't have the means to really cook anything, but if there's a fire barrel or a fireplace or a fire pit, we'll be in business. Not to mention now that I've got a good amount of deer meat on me, and I'm going to be very, very helpful for that. I mean, like I say, I wasn't really going to go exploring on this run, but I kind of am in a position to. I could at least stick my head into... Because I'm here, like, inadvertently hunting that deer. I managed to get there. I'm so glad we managed to hunt that deer, though. I'm ecstatic that I got my arrow back. Forge boat is on Desolation Point, okay, so I'm right in saying there's no forge on. So the closest forge to me is Forlorn Muskeg via Mystery Lake, okay. I thought so. That's the one, Citrus. I'm just trying to think, did I pick up my sleeping bag? I did at least pick up my sleeping bag. It actually needs a little bit of patchwork, so I can use that as an excuse to do my mending skill, which is nice. We can also check what level 3 fire making gives us, because we managed to acquire that. Here we go. There's usually a bit of wildlife that creeps around in these villages, so you do have to be careful. I've cleared all of this place out, though. This place has been well and truly looted. Only things that remain here are little bits of wood and destructibles and things like that. Nothing else. I don't know whether I looted that house over there. That's a bit out of the way. I mean, let's go and explore it, just briefly. I know I'm getting cold, but... Did I explore this? I must have. I think I did, didn't I? I must have. Did I loot these? Yeah, glove box is empty. I've checked behind the visors. I wonder if it had a pry bar boot that I didn't take advantage of. I think I have been here. It does. It has a pry bar boot I haven't opened. Let's see if there's any supply in here. Fuck all. Such as it is. Right, let's just ramshackle in here. Just make sure I have actually explored that. Can't see anything. There's a piece of ketchup chips on the floor there. I don't know whether that's new. That must be new, because, yeah, these doors are all slightly ajar. What the hell are ketchup chips when they're at home? Ketchup-flavoured crisps, I guess? Bit weird, bro, but okay. I've got to get some sleep. Been up for 3 days. Yeah, you do need to get some sleep, Jesus. Okay, I know there's a fire pit in here that we can use. I think there might even be a fire barrel. So that should be fine. In we go. A Canadian classic, is it? We'll have to ask J-Bar. Good stuff. Right, stumble on in then. Not a fire barrel. We do have a bed set. Like I say, pretty much all of this is looted. The only thing that would be respawned in places like this are the cans of spray paint from the latest update. Those would be the only things that have respawned. In fact, there's a shitload of like dressers and stuff that I haven't checked out. There's a spare tin opener there. There's a fucking fridge. Don't know how I didn't manage to check the fridge the last time I was over here. And we do actually have a range in here, which is nice. In fact, the only thing that this place is missing for it to be a viable base camp is actually a crafting table, because you need to have a crafting table, really. That's the back entrance. Let me loot these cupboards and drawers then. I don't know what we're going to find exactly. Probably nothing. Maybe 1 or 2 items,
Might have
but
to drop some gear.
probably nothing.
There we go, the authentic long dark experience. Let's fry up this meat that I've got then. I need to go and break down some furniture in order to do that.
Oh,
What would
yeah.
be the best thing to break down to get wood from? It's these tables. Yep, wood. 38 minutes. I'm warm. But I'm very tired as a result of all that sprinting after that guy. But what can you do? Right, let's fire up the stove. I've only got a tiny little bit of shit left in my fire striker.
Have a little sleep right here.
But I've got to get this cooked now. Thank you very much there to Escargot Vroom for the tier 1 sub. Welcome, welcome, sir. Good to have you in.
Come on.
Lovely stuff. Right then.
Turned
4
out
minutes
pretty
on
well.
that. A little bit of reclaimed wood. Add that all on there. And then let's get this stuff cooking. Because venison, as I say, is one of the only meats that I can really have in mass at the moment. For the people who obviously don't know what the long dark is, big thank you to Varanas there. Surviving them Canadian wastes with those sultry tones. That's me. Yeah, so for the people that don't know the mechanics of this game, carnivore meat for me at the problem has a side problem. Carnivore meat at the moment is at risk of intestinal parasites. Okay, carnivores obviously eat other bits of meat, all kinds of shenanigans. The risk of having an infected piece of meat is all the higher. Now, the way the game models this is that when you eat a piece of carnivore meat, whether it's black bear or wolf, they give you a chance of intestinal parasites. The first piece of meat you eat gives you 1% chance, and then the second piece of meat, third, fourth, fifth, everything after that gives you an extra 3%, I believe. Or it's actually like 3%, then add another percent on top of that. So it would be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and it increases exponentially the more you eat. Intestinal parasites requires 10 days of antibiotics, and you can either do that using actual antibiotics or by brewing a special antibiotic tea out of these mushrooms that you can find. It's incredibly debilitating, and it hits really hard. You can lose up to a third of your stamina before it's all over, so you can actually land yourself in quite big trouble. The problem comes with that you aren't able to, how to put it, you aren't able to eat more than a little bit of wolf meat, as the risk of getting these intestinal parasites is quite high, which means it really limits how much of your wolf meat you can have. The saving grace is that once you get to level 5 cooking, which is tippy top level, the risk of intestinal parasites fades completely.
Yeah.
Thank you very much there to an anonymous gifter for gifting a tier 1 sub to Birder Chris. Very, very kind. It's our old anonymous spooky boy. Very nice. Good stuff. That's the one. Arse Noodles hype. And we've also got some food, a little bit of cabin fever, and then we can go and sleep just over yonder, and we will be good as gold. I don't have anything to... there we go. I don't have any water or vessels, cups or anything to fry with, so I'm just going to get into bed, have a little bit of food, have a little bit of water. In fact, I've only got a litre of water, actually. I've come a little bit ill-prepared. I will have to see if I can rustle up some water from somewhere then. Because yes, that is actually a very, very low amount of water that I have there. So let's sleep for... Let's aim for what? If I can get 12 hours, that'll put night to there. So it'll be very early in the morning, then we can just drink the water I have and then try and push on as best we can. Dehydration's going to be settling in, but I should be alright. There we go. We are well fed, which is nice. Just have a quick drink of what little water I have left. What I'm going to do, chat, I'm going to stumble through the houses for a toilet. There might even be a toilet in here, actually. Yes, toilets have water in them. There they go. We're drinking from the cistern and not the bowl, basically. So 1.5 or 2 litres of water should be plenty. So that saves us a bit of the bother. Toilet water, that's it. Right. So we're not far from a waterfall. And it is very dark, but there is no time like the present. Waterfalls out that way. I do not have. You're going to have to forgive the fact that it's so dark at the moment. That just be how it be for the moment, because I have to make good time. I can kind of see myself not much better than yourselves. I imagine a lot of you are just looking at your own mug, staring back at yourselves. Little house. Oh, shitting God. Where are you? There he is. He's by that. I can kind of circle around him and try and get to the car if I can. Oh. There's multiple walls. That's fine. These are actually all boarded up. Okay, he's by that car. Are there any other cars that I can dive for? Yes. Get into this vehicle for now. There we go, that should break aggro for a little bit. Did I search this one? I must have. I don't know what you expect to find behind the visors. It's just something you can check. It's a little bit warm in here, so I could even just get an hour of kip. Just for an hour. HUD stream, that's it. The risk of intestinal parasites is at an all-time low. Cabin fever's starting to fade, which is perfect. I think part of the thing is that we obviously reek of venison, which is part of the reason why the wolves have taken such an interest in us. Just got to keep on top of my hydration and stuff. HUD stream is new chair stream, I think it might be. So yeah, intestinal parasites is starting to fade. I only have 1 scent, but I can't really see, so... I'm going to push off in the direction that I believe the coal mine is. I'm really... Oh, shit. Where is he? He's ahead of me. I think I'm stuck in this car for a little while until at least daylight. Yeah, I'm stuck in this car until daylight. I can't see where the wolves are, so I can't evade them. We're just going to have to pass time. I don't like passing time, but... I need there to be some daylight before I make my move. Why does the risk of arseworms... Does the risk of arseworms ever disappear completely? Once you reach level 5, yes. Okay. The sun is starting to come up, which means visibility is starting to improve ever so slightly. And hear crows, which means stuff, I guess. Now this is actually a little bit too steep here, so I'm going to have to go up the road. What we're looking for is a small side trail that comes to the right on this road. That would take us to where it is we're trying to go. Now, in times gone by, there is a bear that hangs around here. My only hope is that he's not here, because I have no means of self-defense short of a knife and a hatchet. And there's a reason that more people don't go grappling with bears at close range. They kind of have 5 knives per paw. You can stab him with the arrow. I guess I could. Big puss. Gotta be able to do these things. Now, really, I shouldn't be sprinting, because it's a little bit cold, but I'm more conscious of the fact that I don't want to get caught with my trousers down out here. I think I see some sort of road sign up ahead, which should indicate our turn-off, which is nice. And then it is up to the coal mine, and the coal mine is the pass-through, the transition between biomes. That will take us into the coal mine, and then from the coal mine we can go further afield. Here it is. So this is the marker for the coal mine. Now, I don't believe I've been up here in any measure. Here it is. Mining road. No trespassing. I can hear crows over here. Now, if this is a person, that's great. There's a cave. Is it a bear cave? There is a dead man here. Listen. Can't hear anything inside the cave. I couldn't see anything then, I was a little bit worried.
Let's get this. Let's do another night.
I thought this rock might have been a sleeping bear. I was a little bit worried. The reason I lit a flare there is because I have many flares. I've got lots of flares at home and at least 2 more on me. We'll grab this shit actually, this stuff's not super, it's not super uncommon. But it's good to have a little bit with me. So this is the mining road. So if we stay on this trail, this will take us up to the mine. As I understand it, there's nothing else around here. Just the mine entrance. Reishi mushrooms are actually very worth gathering because I've had so much intestinal parasites recently, I'm ever at risk of getting it again. So just an opportunity to grab a few of these is always most welcome. Very nice, very nice. It's not really much of a road because it's all been blown in by the blizzards and stuff like that, but you can kind of see the concave outline and these large snow drifts that would have been created as a result of the bulldozers pushing material to the sides of the road and stuff. I believe we're climbing this hill. That's a steep one. I mean, I don't have a bow, but I could even go on my expedition now. It's probably a bad idea, but I have a lot of venison meat on me, and it should last me, I mean, at least a little while. My limiting factor is mostly going to be water, to be honest, because I don't have much of that with me. I probably should have gathered some more. We'll see what supplies we find in the immediate mouth of the mine. I believe we're going all the way to the top here. I've been told that this mine is reasonably substantial. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to find in here. Sometimes you can get good supplies, sometimes not. I know I'm at risk of spraining my ankle up here. I'll have to apologise for the noise for the flare. I just want to keep it with me. There's no sense throwing it away now that I've had it lit. So where is this entrance? Just round here, I reckon. That's a long way down. There, that looks promising just in here. That looks like an entrance. Okay, well at least we know how to get here now. Very, very nice. I'm happy with that there, Chief. Now it looks like there's a gap so I can get in. Leave Pleasant Valley. Let's step inside. Since how long has the flare... I don't know how long the flare has had the display timer. Truthfully, no idea. Shitload of coal. Crate, probably with some supplies in. I'm not going to waste time though. I'm going to press in as best as I can. Gorgeous. This is a great opportunity for me to get some coal. Also a great opportunity for me to get lost. It's a little bit interesting. There's no like ore cart tracks. Very small. Looks like a dead end here. We've got rifle ammunition, a fresh box actually. That's actually made this expedition worth it. Just that. Risk of intestinal parasites has healed. How am I doing for storm lantern fuel? Not bad actually. It looks like I can get on and off over here. We just want to explore these other tunnels just in case there are supplies that I've missed. The only supernatural element to this game... Yeah, this is just the other fork. The only supernatural element to this game is that the Aurora Borealis, as we know it, the Northern Lights, it has strange properties in this game that it makes wildlife extremely aggressive.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you very much there to Neroix. Thank you very much there. Very kind. Lots of coal there. Very nice. I'm going to keep left based on nothing at all. Thank you for answering. You're very, very welcome. Some kind of grate or blockage down there. More supplies here. A crafting table. Very interesting. Rifle cleaning kit. Not many other supplies. Little bits of scrap. Tiny bit of cloth. Some simple tools. This is like a midway point. Scrap newsprint roll. Many lockers. Wonderful art style. I do like the art style of this game. It is very pretty. Beans. Nothing. And a book. Actually, a book isn't too bad because they burn really well. I know the age of book burning is fast upon us. But it's kind of a necessary evil at this point. I've got no choice. This is very extensive. Quite a steep little thing here. Lots of coal in here, which is really nice. I can't say I've ever been in here. This is probably a first for me. Oh dear. Sorry, man.
That'll come in handy.
That will. Someone suffered in a collapse. Very real danger when doing stuff like this. So we've got some kind of storage site here. Interesting. What have we got then? We've got an emergency stim and a bandage, a revolver cartridge, a large amount of gasoline, which is excellent, another rifle round. This has been actually a very worthwhile expedition. If these are antibiotics. Very, very nice. Flare shell. Interesting. And some line. I can only assume that the other way that we went is a dead end. I'm going to keep left as usual. I want to thoroughly explore this mine if I can. I now have enough fuel to be able to explore this. In fact, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to kill my lantern here because I want to use the bad lantern up. Because that's the one that's going to leak the most fuel. So mine's at 100%. We're going to use the bad lantern for now. Thank you very much there to Sour Conin for the 10 months there. Good to have you, sir. Welcome, welcome. That was a good amount of supply in there. I'm very happy with that. This is a very extensive coal mine. I actually see daylight again. There we go. So this is out of the mine. What do we have here? We've got matches, sewing kit, newspaper I'm not too keen on, as I've got shitloads of that at home already. It's not super urgent. Shitter, vital in any mining operation. And another flare. There doesn't seem to be anything out there really. That will take me to the coastal highway. I want to keep exploring this mine because I don't necessarily feel like I want to go out and about without at least some form of protection from, say, a bear or, say, even a moose. You know, if we stumble into a moose while we're out and about, it's somewhat imperative that I try and go for a kill on the moose. It's incredibly dangerous because we could be caught in bumfuck nowhere, in extreme pain, but what could you do? So we want to keep left now, heading back the way we came to explore all the little offshoots. This looks pretty similar to the way I came, although it could be just identical. Yeah, so I went this way before, so I want to go and explore a different route through the tunnel if I can. I don't know whether it's just hooked me round because it's the only way through the mine, or what. Here we go. This place looks sealed up. Yep, that's got a protective grate on it, so that's sealed up. Is this the 1.16 update? This is just the most recent update, Glob. I don't know whether that could well be the update that you're after, but yeah, so that I inadvertently chose the correct way through the... Oh, fucking hell. Poor guy. Made it that far, but... starved to death. Got to the other side of this grate, no way to get through. Awful business. Okay. Well, for now, we're going to have to declare that as searched for the moment, because I'm running out of light on this torch here. I've got rifle ammunition, which I need to go and drop off back at the base, and realistically I can't be going on an expedition without enough water, or at least a means to make more water, which I guess I could if I ate the pork and beans. I mean, real talk, I could... I mean... Oh god, I've tabbed out. I'm already at spraying risk. I've got like so much like weight. I've got the kerosene, I've got the bow, I've got no means of hunting out there, so once I run out of food, I'm out of food, so yeah, I am at the mercy of. I have to go back. Okay. Back out we go. Moose in the hoose, that's it. Is the coal on the floor occasionally... or just a funny looking rock? Just a funny looking rock, basically. Turn this off, actually. I think I can break it down and get the little bit of fuel out of it, but what can you do? So it's good that we've explored that. That's good. We know where it is, we know how to get to it. It's not even that far, really. It's a short... Well, it's on the other side of the map to where we're basing, but there's pretty much 2 roads that take you straight there. Like, we could spend only a short day getting here and then moving on, which is fantastic, so I'm very happy with that as a result. Very nice. Decent amount of supplies from the mine. Primarily the rifle ammunition, because I fired a lot of rifle shots at the bear that we last encountered. I just wasn't getting crit hits or, you know, decent critical shots. I believe we can even just go directly left from here and just hook around. Hell, we might even stumble into... Oh, fucking god! Oh, fuck. Fight him off, fight him off, fight him off. Oh, he's eager, he's eager. Oh, that was a big one. He's torn some clothing. I am alright, though. He is going to be feeling that. That is because I'm carrying all of that deer meat with me. Let's take a look. I'm not injured. What took the brunt of that? Something would have. Gloves are pretty damaged. That's pretty damaged. Pretty damaged, pretty damaged. Okay. We're going to need a round of repairs when we get home. That's fine. I almost fell off my chair, yeah. Nasty bastards. Just got to aim a little bit lower. I threw quite high there and just basically chucked the rock over him. Although, I'm sure you can appreciate it was a bit of a pinch. What we did learn, chat, is that I am very fucking tanky. Like, look at my health. Like, that was a fucking wolf mauling. Like, that didn't touch me at all. So that's fantastic. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why aren't you wearing... Oh, there we go. He's scared of me, which is great. That'll be down to my wolfskin jacket. Which is lovely. The wolf that I stabbed repeatedly has come over here. Probably not to die. In fact, I did really dig the blade in. He took off, he took flight. So yeah, these houses are all boarded up. There's no real supplies here. I mean, there's the boot of this car, maybe? Yes. But nothing else. Screwing all in there, just make sure we haven't... Yep, seen that. Take it easy, Fido. I'm on my way. There's a deer over there. That's cool. Very nice. What I'm really... So that going into the mine there has been worth it twofold. I had two real things that I was lacking for at the base. First of which being a good amount of fuel, lantern fuel. Like, I was really, really struggling for kerosene. I just didn't have any. Like, and it's not something that I have a ready supply of access to here. Here on the Pleasant Valley, there is one fishing spot, and it's not really nearby anything. It's sort of in the middle of Aspect. He's very eager, isn't he? I'm not really in the market for tussling with wolves. It's only because I've got a scent. I could go popping a flare. Could take the flare popping route. While visibility's good, I don't mind taking the non-beaten trail across the thing here. It just shortens my endeavour a little bit, which is nice. I'm trying to get back to my house. Looks like I've got a lot of wolves ahead of me from the sounds of it. This was that rock that we were running around on when we were chasing the deer, chat. That's the one, so that's where we are, if you can orient yourselves off that. There's that bush. Oh, I've got my eye on you. Don't think you're slipping past me so easily. I want to hang right as much as I can so I don't draw that other wolf over. In fact, he's just this minute picked up my scent. I might be able to scoot this wolf onto that deer over there. See if I can deploy an MOSS. Con sonar, noisemaker, come on. Oh, he wanted that. He did change targets briefly. There we go. Noisemaker deployed. There we go. Ah, deer just got away from him. If he would have gone for the charge, then we might have been alright. Wrong game queue, I know, right? We're okay. Rabbits are better. If I can find rabbits, actually, I'm pretty sure there's some rabbits hanging around in this low ground over here, isn't there? I know you're still there. I know you're there. No, don't worry, Fido. Aren't there some rabbits chilling around here? I could have sworn. Oh. He's coming up and over as well. He's just my pet. He's just my pet. So these are the large birch trees of the lonely homestead, as I understand where I am. So we are pushing the right way. Just take it easy, it's fine. I am actually running out of stamina at a rather alarming rate. Not ideal. These are big cedar limbs, actually. They're not too bad. Fir limbs are the best ones. If you can find like a really hard wood, fir limb wood, a good supply of that, you're in business, because fir wood is good. Burns for about 2 hours. About 3 hours actually it burns for. Cedar burns for about 2.5 as I understand it. But yeah, fucking it burns really well. I see the barn, so I know where I am in terms of orientation, which is magnifique. Still got my friend with me. This is the birch forest. Wolf over there. All of these weird red plants. It's quite beautiful, isn't it, the birch forest in and of its own right? Ah, rabbit. There we go. Now, these guys don't really aggro on you unless you throw something at them or sprint past them, so I can use these rabbits as a decoy. There we go, just walk straight through the middle. There we go. He's going to charge the rabbit. There you go. And that is my decoy deployed. We'll just keep on keeping on. Nearly over to the other side now, which is ideal. This is actually very, very pretty here. It's very pretty in this forest. I like it a lot. You can hear crows out there. Disturbed by something. I'm not too keen on finding out what. I don't know why I'm holding this stone in like attack positions, like I'm going to somehow just, with the force of a god, just throw it right down the middle of the wolf like a railgun or something. I don't think that's very likely. One thing I haven't done actually, I haven't checked my rabbit snares in a good couple of days, so we could, once we've had a little bit of rest, go and check my rabbit snares. I've got a couple strategically placed nearby. I think, actually. I don't know whether they broke. A little bit of snow starting to creep out of the clouds here. Just a very, very slow dusting. We are very fortunate for it to be quite warm. We have that going for us at the moment. So, to the people that have played The Long Dark, I want to ask... Bearskin jacket versus bearskin bedroll, right? So, the bearskin jacket I can wear anywhere, and it also has the added bonus of scaring wolves even more than my wolf jacket does. Oh, it's Dave! Hello, Dave! Blimey. There's a man. How are you, mate? The jacket is heavy, that is true, Rocklight. The jacket's very heavy. But, I put it to you, Rocklight. Oh. Give me that back. I put it to you, Rocklight. The bedroll, I have to carry with me anyway on these long expeditions. Okay, I'm being headed off here. The wolves are coordinating. And I need to be more left anyway, so that's a good excuse to force me off over this way. The house is just there. It has, Dave, yes. Did your backpack break? No, I think I just tapped the drop key. I forget which one it is, F or R or E or something like that. I think I will go with the jacket. It is very heavy, you are right in saying. But it's a bit of a necessary evil, unfortunately, because of the fact that the game does get extremely cold, and it does become extremely difficult to survive, as it were.
My energy is just disappearing.
So one of the things that I'm really stuck for here at the moment, chat, one of the things that's really a problem for me at the moment, as it is, a hacksaw, right? I know that I said I was going to explore the coastal highway, right? But I actually have a little bit of a case against the coastal highway. Hear me out. Part of the problem in my last Long Dark run, some of the older members of the channel will remember that we had a run on Mystery Lake in the Trapper's Homestead, if you're familiar. And part of the problem with that was that we played a loot-type gameplay, because there's a few different ways you can decide to make your base on the Long Dark. I would say the two different gameplays are having everything as a central hub, so looting everything around you and bringing it back to a central point, or sort of staggering your way around the map, so using up all the resources in one place and then moving to the next biome, using up all the resources in that place, moving to the next biome, until you've basically done like a big ring of all of the biomes, and then at that point you can settle down in the area that you prefer most. In the case of the Long Dark here, in the case of the last run, we played the central sort of loot economy kind of area. We brought everything back to a central point, which means if you imagine a circle with the epicenter as a small dot in the middle, and the edge of the circle as, you know, everything I've looted, as I started to push and loot more and more, the edge of the circle got further and further away from the middle, if you follow me. And what that meant was I had to go further and further and further in order to get supplies, and it got to a point where the journey just to go and explore would take me through 2 or 3 barren picked biomes, and it basically meant that I had no chance of finding food there. I had no chance of finding materials or water or supply or anything like that. They'd been picked completely clean, and that meant that I had to be able to bring not just enough food to explore the area that I wanted to explore, the new area, but enough food and supplies to just get through these barren areas. So that brings me back to the point of what I was saying. If we don't explore Coastal Highway now, we can use that as our egress from Pleasant Valley. We can use it as our way out, our escape route. I've already been and explored Mystery Lake, and I think Mystery Lake will be the area that I do go and backtrack on, because Mystery Lake is a dead end. It's the only place that connects to the it connects to Forlorn Muskeg, which connects to the Forgotten Railroad, and I've already looted that. So my thinking is, right, if I go in the direction of Coastal Highway, I can end my journey at Mystery Lake rather than start it there, if you know what I mean. So if I can go all the way around the map and terminate at Mystery Lake, then that would be a lot better for me, as I understand it. Try a Nomad style, yeah. I think I will try a Nomad style gameplay. The only thing that's like soul crushing about Nomad style gameplay is that I'm not gonna lie, we just got back just in time. Holy shit. The thing about a Nomad style gameplay is that it's very soul destroying, because you have to leave a shitload of gear behind. I'm gonna eat this because this is basically rotten already.
My stomach. It hurts.
Well, that's...
Oh, it hurts.
Something you ate made you very sick. You will weaken until you treat it. It passes or you die. Well, there you go. Do I need 10 doses of antibiotics to deal with food poisoning? Oh, it just says 10 hours recovery time, doesn't it? So I need to just pop a couple of antibiotics. In fact, I can actually just make some tea, and I think I will, just because of the fact that antibiotics are quite important, and I don't really want to be using them if I have the means to create some Reshi tea. So I'm just going to go and fire up just a little bit of Reshi tea here on the fireplace, although that does mean using my fire striker, which is already very low, but it is fire making experience. Let's use a stick, 95% chance to light, so that's part of our level 3 fire making, which is wonderful. I'm in a big stretch. Oh god, 95%! Are you joking? Okay, well that's ruined my fire striker. Do I have any other means? I have some wooden matches.
Oh, yeah.
We're now on the matches, which is fair enough. Thank you very much there to the Catbot. Lovely username. Excuse me. Excuse me. Okay, I'm using the book. It's 100% chance to light. In fact, I can use this one because I've used it all, haven't I? Yes. Survive the Outdoors. I've already read this book, so I can use it instead. 100% chance. Yep, it's going to miss. actually, I think I've made a little bit of a mistake here, because I haven't actually prepared the thing that I wanted to use, but I do have some reclaimed wood that I can just use to extend the fire time. It's just enough for me to be able to prepare what it is I need to prepare. So I have Reishi mushrooms. I go here. I scroll into Medicare, Reishi mushrooms, craft one. Only takes 15 minutes. Boil up some Reishi tea. 10 minutes. Drink to deal with my food poisoning. We're warming up. Food poisoning's been treated. We need a 10-hour rest, which we were going to do anyway. We've got some of these packet foods, which we need to get rid of. So drop that, drop that, drop that. I'm going to keep the coffee on me. I'm not a big coffee drinker, IRL. Jane makes up that half of the relationship. I just sneeze really loudly. Thank you very much. All the blessing, chat. Some people that scared the shit out of. I am happy. Right. Got no food. Go outside, grab some of that. I can use a little bit of my carnivore meat here because, again, risk of intestinal parasites is relatively low at the moment. If you take a look at this bear meat, if I just eat some of that, look at the calorific content of that. Basically full, which is excellent. It's exactly what we wanted. We're just going to head downstairs tonight. I know that I need to sleep, but like I actually need to kind of kill some time, because there's nothing worse than waking up in the night. I'm too tired to craft anything, I believe. I could even start the preparation for making the bearskin jacket, actually. And I need to do some patchwork to my clothing anyway. As you can see, we've got shitloads of hide down here. We've got 1, 2, 3 deer hide, 4 wolf hide, 2 bear hide, 5 deer hide. Some cloth, rabbit hide, which we will need to make some repairs. We've got some more rabbit hide over here, more wolf, shitloads of wolf hide actually. Good God, we've got loads of the things. And we've got our fresh survival bow, which we are going to take with us here. We also have an arrow that I believe has met its end due to a breakage, so we can go and sort that out. So no, it's the bow that broke, wasn't it? So yeah, this thing's ruined. We can just chuck this somewhere for now. Damaged and broken. I have no need of it. Just leave it on the floor there. Okay, so let's take a look at our bear hide then. How is it doing for curing? I reckon it's most of the way. 99%. That'll be done in the morning. We can start crafting that come next morning, which is going to be fan-fucking-tastic. I'm really happy with that. It's going to take several days of work, but it's worth it. Drop that. Our storm lantern here we can harvest. It's going to take an hour. That's what we need. I know my condition is currently pissing away. I've got my rifle rounds as well. I get a little bit of lantern oil. Grab a little bit of that. Need to grab some of those for repairs. How was our trousers doing? Those don't need repairing yet. I just need cloth, really. Yeah, those are fine. Jacket needs fixing. Those need fixing. Okay. Right, let's have a look here. So if I wanted to repair this, I need cured guts. So let's grab 1 cured gut, 2 cured gut. Let us repair this.
My stomach. It hurts.
Oh, I think it's the...
It hurts.
What's it, isn't it? Okay. I actually need to go upstairs then. I actually need to sleep immediately. Otherwise I'm going to be getting problems. Yeah, the food poisoning is the thing that's getting me at the moment. So yeah, I need to rest. Big time. Right, upstairs then. We'll drink and then we'll hit the sack. And we'll try not to die of food poisoning if we can avoid it. Because actually this is much more dangerous than I previously anticipated. Drink. Quickly, get into bed. What did you eat? A mouldy chocolate bar. I'm going to sleep for the 10 hours prerequisite. Brain risk healed. Food poisoning healed. Our health is pretty low as a result of that food poisoning, but what can you do? I'm going to try and go in for just a little bit more rest after I've drank. just try and get our health up a little bit. We're going to be spending a day crafting mostly, so it's fine. Cabin fever's starting to set in, which is pretty badly timed, to be honest. Let me fill up my storm lantern here, because we need to have light. I've also got a shitload of storm lantern fuel now, which is perfect. That should be, yep, all the way up to 100%, which is lovely. And I haven't had a full storm lantern in forever. Look at the brightness on that flame, that's gorgeous. Right, down we go. Now again, there's not much I can really do this morning. These are ruined combat boots, just stick those over in the corner. Did I have wolf pelt up here? I don't think I did. Not really much else going on. I can just store another box of rifle ammunition. That's 10 rounds, 10 rounds, 7 rounds. Pick up the 7 round. Does this have anything in at the moment? It does. Let us load it up fully then. Can't really see the reload animation, but you can see it in the bottom right there. And then we have 10 rounds spare. So we're fully loaded with 10 rounds. Actions, not harvest. We want to drop all 10 rounds. And then we want to re-equip our rifle. Well, drop our rifle on the ground and then re-equip our storm lantern. Light that up. Just prop it on the corner here. Well, I don't think I can because I keep picking that up. Got our spare box of rifle ammunition over there. Put our fully loaded rifle over here. We did actually get a spare revolver round, didn't we? What do these have? That's 12 rounds, 12 rounds, 12 rounds, 12 rounds, 12 rounds, and 12 rounds. How many am I carrying? I'm carrying 8 rounds, which I will keep on me just in case. Big drink of water. I haven't actually drank any water, so I'm going to pause the game and go and get some. Be right back. I'm going to have a stretch as well. Oh, God. Big stretch. Back in a moment. There we go. Big drink. Lovely stuff. Right. Readjust my headset there. Back to game. Okay, so we got our revolver, we got our rifle, we got all the ammunition. I've got the cleaning kits on me that I need to drop off, as I am no longer using them. There it is. Right, what else? Got this flare round. Guess I could put that with the rest of the flares. I only need 2 flares on me. In fact, I'm going to keep just 1 flare on me. Just because I tend to have a shitload of storm lantern supply. So it tends not to be quite so urgent these days. Oh, I've broken the sound. Never mind. Put that down there. That flare pistol is actually one of the only ways in the game that you can defend yourself from a moose, which is an interesting development to be sure. Right, whetstone. We've got a little bit of that on us. We need to repair our clothes, but it's a little bit too dark for that. Can't start crafting until daylight comes about. I mean, what's the situation outside at the moment? I've got no food and water. I need to remedy that. Excuse me. Excuse me? Maple syrup. Very, very bad. That hasn't always been there. That must be a new addition. Interesting. I wonder how much more maple syrup's hidden around the map. Grade A maple syrup, no less. Weather's not really... It's not bad out there, but visibility is just a bit too low for me to be able to really do anything. Intestinal parasites is still at 1%, so we're going to dive in with a little bit of rabbit meat to eat. I think I can get a couple of these. Go and check my snares in the morning. Go inside, grab some water. I'm really surprised that they've added that. That's nice. I'm putting that up the back there. All the rest of my tinned food. Bottle of water, drink water, a couple of litres should last me for a little bit. Right, with that said and done then, I can go upstairs and like sleep for another hour. Just to save time and especially lantern fuel. Oh, more fucking of these ketchup bloody chips. So they've added more food. I could even revisit some of the areas I'd looted before then in the view of getting some chips and some maple syrup. Especially the maple syrup. That shit looks to be really strong. Oh, I wake up fully rested. Okay, well let's pass time for an hour and then sleep for an hour. Well, let's pass. And we'll sleep. Yeah, we'll sleep for one more hour. You're not tired enough. You will be. Pass time, and then sleep for 2 hours. Or as many hours as you'll let me. Is it daylight yet? Yes, there we go. Finally some light creeping through the curtains. But we're not going to waste any time. We're going to get straight downstairs into the basement and start work on our big bearskin jacket. That's the only thing for it, really. It's easily the thing that takes the most time to craft. This is going to be a several-day project, to be sure, chap. Cured. I think I need upwards of 4. Cured gut. 6. I'll take 6, just in case. It's a big old endeavour. Quality tools with me to reduce the crafting time. Bearskin coat. I only needed 4, but that's fine. We're going to use a knife. 30-hour job to get this crafted, but then we get plus 6 degrees of warmth, plus 5 degrees of wind protection, decent amount of water resistance, and a shitload of protection, which is really what we want. Okay, let's have a look then. So we're going to spend, first of all, 6 hours on it. You entered your Chihuahua in the ugliest dog contest and I won first place. My dog came in third. Lovely. Alright. Good stuff. I should have probably brought more meat down with me. I'm just going to eat these kettle chips because they are in a pretty nasty state. Lovely. Right, we can keep crafting. This is going to really hammer the knife. We've got to be very careful with how much this takes. If I can do 10 hours a day, that's going to be most. That's going to be a 3-day job if I can do 10 hours a day. So I think I'm going to try and stick to that. In fact, I'm going to try and squeeze another couple of hours in if I can. Because I'm cheeky. There it is. I think it's too dark to be crafting anymore. There we go. It is officially too dark to craft. Okay, not a problem. Let's just quickly top up that last little bit. I believe we're sleeping outside tonight to try and stave off cabin fever. Let me just refuel the tiny amount of lantern fuel I have there. Literally nothing. Just to get it used. Come on, light the lantern. There it is. Right, and then we are sleeping up and outside as best we can. We've worked a good portion of the way into the night, which is ideal for us. I wonder if it's the Aurora out tonight. Quite clear, actually. We could almost get away with an Aurora this evening. Be nice to show that off to you. Intestinal parasite risk is down to nothing, so I'm going to have a big piece of bear meat. Oof. It's big gust. So, yes, cabin fever. Oh, there's a fucking bear there. Holy shit. Oh, and there is an aurora. Need to get in this car quickly. Holy shit. There's no need for me to kill another bear at this point. Like, I've already got enough bear hide for the bearskin jacket. I've got enough meat. Look at that big bastard. Kind of hard to see him, but that's a big scare, especially in an aurora. Just for the bloodlust. Oh, holy shit! Look at him go. The aurora. You are right, I could actually start crafting inside with the aurora on. Means going out there with the bear though. The problem is my risk of cabin fever at the moment is just too much, and I need to get some sleep. So despite it all, it's actually quite chilling, isn't it? Very scary. Right. Rest. Call it 8 hours. That should take. That bear just went and carved up a shitload of wolves. I want you to know, chat. Back inside. Cabin fever's low, but I've got to get inside. I could try and pass the time in the car. It's dark in here. Okay, let's pass time. It's inside, but I don't have much choice. I need the sun to start creeping up. Once we've had if I go and have a short 1 hour rest upstairs. Cycle through to my lantern. There we go. Lovely stuff. Up we go. Through here. Close that off. And then big sleep. Nice. There we go. The sun is just starting to creep up, which is excellent, because that's going to make it very, very opportunist for us. In fact, actually, it's just bright enough that I can kind of see where I'm going, actually, so. A couple of them. Very nice. Right. Drink a bit of that up. let's dive on downstairs and get this crafting started. So I forget how much we actually did in terms of manufacturing. Yeah, chair couch, yeah. It's what I do. It's what I do with everything. If you come into my house, you just ham on the floor. Everyone does it, don't they? Don't they? Lovely. So a good amount of crafting in there, which is superb. We're going to go for 6 hours, settling in. Lovely. Alright, good stuff. Yeah, this cabin fever risk is going to be a real problem for us. But potentially by tomorrow, we could have our next bearskin jacket. Which is going to be very nice. I mean, I'm not going to be able to craft it for the full amount of time, but let's see how far I get. 4 hours left, and then we have ourselves a bearskin jacket. That is actually really fucking good. I'm very happy with that. Risk of intestinal parasites is there. Cabin fever is very, very set in its way at the moment. Go upstairs, grab some water, grab some food, head back out to the car, spend another night outside. Looks like a pretty bad time to be spending the night outside, but I really have no choice due to cabin fever. So I have to try and make sleeping outside work here. How bad is cabin fever as it sets in? It's not that bad, you just can't sleep indoors for a little while. Which, I'd rather it be optional than mandatory. Like, if I could avoid getting intestinal... Oh, actually, I've put that up to 4%. Hopefully that doesn't set in. Yeah, if I could have it as an optional thing, that would be ideal. The only problem is now is that bear is staggering around out here. I'm just going to unsheath my bow, which is a euphemism. No danger of the aurora tonight, due to the fact that the cloud cover's so thick. If it is going on up there, we're not going to be able to see it. It is very cold, but if I use my sleeping bag here, the warmth... Let's see, feels like that. We could maybe sleep for a couple of hours. Cold's going to be setting in pretty nasty-like. I'm just going to have to sleep in short bursts. Yeah. If this blizzard doesn't surpass in the next hour or so, I'm going to have to go back inside. We're going to sleep for 1 more hour. Hypothermia is setting in. It's very cold. Temperature is -7. The hypothermia is real.
Too cold to think.
That a bear knocking around outside. Possibly. I could sprint back to the house. Shit. Through the door. Very nice. Yeah. Looks like intestinal parasites is something we're just going to have to... Oh, sorry, intestinal parasites. Old habits die hard. It just looks like it's something we're going to have to live with for the most part. Okay. Kill the lantern so it doesn't stay on overnight. Sleep. Cabin fever is going to be... We're going to get cabin fever unless we spend the day outside. There we go. That one there. Good stuff. Brilliant. Drink a bit of water. What happens if you get cabin fever? You just can't sleep for a little while. Do you have anything for the parasite if it happens? I've got some limited supplies, but not much. I've already had 2 heavy doses of intestinal parasites, so it will be in a bit of a vice if it does happen. Right. Build a lantern. I should have enough daylight outside to start crafting. I think I do. Oh, we can... It's like just barely not daytime. I'm just going to pass time for a tiny bit. Surely there's enough... I know it doesn't look like it, but surely there's enough fucking daylight there. There it is. Sun has to get quite high in the sky for it to be bright down here. And there it is! A bear skin jacket. Courtesy of our mental health. The garage. Terrifying, yeah. Right, so that's where we are. Excellent. Cabin fever's not actually as high as I thought it was going to be. This thing weighs a ton, but the protection on it is phenomenal. So that's only 2 kg, but it doesn't really warm you up very much. This one, more protection, more warmth, more water resistance, reduces our sprint capacity by 20%, but it makes us very bloody warm, which is what we want. We really want that. So that's excellent. We can throw our spare jacket just in the locker here. I can drop off my spare guts, do a little bit more patchwork, and then we are golden. I don't want to rip it up just in case this bearskin jacket gets damaged beyond what I can reasonably repair in a single sitting. I want to harvest this scarf down. Very nice. Don't want to harvest anything else down now. I want to go for repairs. So what really needs repairing? These mittens could do with repairing. Let's repair those up. Which is ideal. All of that's looking good. These, I'm going to wait a little while before I repair those. I need to repair this thing. It got damaged in the laceration with the wolf. Lovely stuff. That's nearly fully fixed. And then this guy will be fully fixed, which is excellent. Nice, so most things are in pretty good nick there, apart from these, but they're in as good of a state as I can ask them to be. It is going to make hauling materials back just a little bit more difficult, especially without a moose satchel. But you have to do what you can do. So if I head outside now, I am going to be absolutely fine. So minus 20 degrees with a minus 12 degree wind chill. And I'm just outside as if it's nothing. Which is nice. There's that bear again. He's really hanging around over here. I don't really want to try and engage him if I can avoid it. Just because this bear meat that I have, like, I suppose if I kill him, right? If I kill him, he might give me enough food to get to the next level of cooking, and then I can... I think that and that alone is almost worth it, isn't it? I think that alone makes it worth. The problem is actually dropping him, which is going to be part of the fun. That's going to need the rifle. Now, I normally fire from the porch here. If I can. There he is. Crouch position, it's just... Just gotta let my aim recharge. That scared him off. Ideally, I should have got him to go for the charge then by being a little bit closer. He has hauled ass, man. There's no way you'd be able to outpace that. Quick scope this noob. Very typically, they tend to charge you after getting shot. That was a nice hit. Good amount of blood. I don't want to sound off the horn and start the hunt too early, but it's going to be very difficult to get this material back if he does bleed out a million miles from home. It's a lot of blood, though. I'm absolutely covered in guts, aren't I? Because I forgot to leave some of the guts behind just so I don't have a scent at all while I'm pursuing. Makes no difference, I've got shitloads of them. We've already lost the trail. Now, a bear mauling I can kind of stand at the moment because of how tanky I am between the wolf and the bear skin jacket. Between them both, I've got a reasonable amount of protection. It's not often I go hunting for bears. I'm going to back off, I think, and there's good reason for that. That bear, whether he likes it or not, has been shot, right? He has been shot, which means even if he doesn't bleed out, he's going to be weak. Which means if he stumbles around my house again, the next shot could be the one that kills him, and then I don't have to worry about hauling all of my materials a million miles back to the house. So I kind of want him to die next to the home for my convenience, if nothing else. But the weather's just a little bit too bad for anything else today. What I can do is I can holster my rifle, withdraw my bow, knock an arrow, and then we can go and check those bloody rabbit snares, because I imagine it's been so fucking long that if I did place any rabbit snares, the stuff that's in them is probably rotten to high heaven by now. If indeed they are still around, if they haven't just outright decayed. What's on the hill to the left? That one? Radio tower. And the entrance to part of the map. I forget the name of it. It's where the valley is, not the valley, the Hydro Dam, Carter Hydro Dam. An area I have already looted to some reasonable effect. I don't see any of my rabbit snares around here. No, I do see a rabbit snare. It doesn't look like it's caught anything though. Whatever was there is either rotted away or is no longer there, but that's ruined from the looks of it, which is nice. I'll have to harvest that down if I can. Is that totally shot, is it? No, it's still 100% actually. Okay, we'll just reset it then. I'll put it back where it was, like there. Because it clearly snagged something, just whatever that was got free, so it's clearly on the pathing in the right place. What I will do, chat, is if I don't see the bear for the next couple of days, I'll go out and go and looking for it. I know it died somewhere over there, or if it has died, it's died somewhere over there. We'll go looking for it if we can, but I think that's probably going to be something for the next stream. Because we've been coming up to 2 hours, I haven't had any breakfast yet or anything. I know it's 1:30, so I'll be having lunch. That should be nice. What about the rabbit hat and rabbit... Yeah, high hat and rabbit base, we'll see. Brunch, that's it. We'll see whether these snares have got anything. As you can see, though, we are existing in this blizzard with very little in the way of there. There we go. So, yeah, I imagine these probably did catch something, but they were... It's been so long since I've checked them that whatever was here broke out and got away, basically. I do need a little bit of rabbit hide. If you actually shoot the rabbit hide with the... if you shoot a rabbit with the 303 revolver, you fuck the revolver. Ooh! That was a nice little reaction shot. Do you want to have boigers for lunch? Yeah, we can rustle up some boigers, yeah. Headshot. Flick of the wrist, not bad. Especially with him being on the run. So yes, I'm going to plunge back into the homestead and we'll save the stream there. A little bit of carcass harvesting, a little bit of preparation. And then when and if the bear comes around, we can hopefully put him down, which is what we're after. I left my door open. Terrible. Right, close the door. In here, and then we'll save and quit. So if you shoot it with a revolver, then what? I don't know. I don't think you can... You can't harvest the hide, sorry. You can't harvest the hide if you shoot it with the rifle. With the revolver, I think you still can. But it basically gets obliterated by the rifle. So yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in today. Let's see who else is online here. So I'm just going to tab out briefly. Let's have a look. So who else is online for your lovely eyes and ear holes today? Look. So mute that. So Bavin is on playing Satisfactory. He's the only person I've got on my list at the moment, short of Mr. Sips himself. So I'm going to pass you over that way. So thank you everybody for dropping in today. Hopefully you've all enjoyed. Do give my colonial other half from the, well, let's say colonial, our prison ship, our friend from the prison ship, our Australian sultry voiced friend, some love, and I'll catch you all in the not too distant future. If I don't see you tonight, I'll definitely see you tomorrow. So yeah, have a good evening, folks. Take care of yourselves, and I'll catch you next time. Bye bye.